List REO property preservation companies. Junk haulers and property preservation companies want income, predictable income, a steady flow of business, be able to grow, have high profits, and have a system. This is Eddie Zubia from Start Junk Hauling Business. In this video, I will share with you how to succeed in the property preservation, REO cleanup, junk hauling business. The economy does not matter. You can have a successful, growing, profitable junk hauling business in any economy. There is always a big need for junk haulers. You just have to position your junk hauling business in parallel with the real estate market. I will show you how. Your income is whatever you want it to be. Once I show you how to do it, all you have to do is replicate the system that I show you. One of my mentors started a property preservation business, junk hauling business. He started with a fax machine, a pickup truck, 2 helpers, and today he has a national company that has a net worth of $1 billion. At my junk hauling business, we refuse to take on new clients from the general public, like clients that say, oh, come and give us a bid for a garage cleanup or a yard cleanup. We just don't do that. We only service our clients, or you must be referred to us by one of our clients. Our website brings us tons of junk hauling jobs that we refer to other junk haulers that give us a share of the profits. Junk hauling success. Rule number 1. Focus all your efforts with clients that have multiple jobs, 50, 100 jobs a year. When you get 3 clients like that have multiple jobs a week, that will transform your business overnight. Clients that have 2, 3, 4 jobs a week, they are out there. You just have to know where to look and how to find them and how to contact them. I will show you how. Rule number 2, align your business with the real estate market. When the real estate is booming, focus your efforts on working with contractors that have new projects or remodel projects. They always have special needs, special projects that come up all the time, like go clean their windows, go do a cleanup of the job site, and just various projects. I'll talk about that more in a second. And a construction site has to be cleaned up 2, 3, 4 times a week, compared to REO properties that only have to be cleaned up once. When times are bad, a bad economy, a recession, focus your efforts on working in the REO industry. I will show you that in a minute. When I started in junk hauling property preservation, I started with a national preservation company. This was in 2007, and there was more work than anybody could ever handle. Anyways, the most profitable jobs are jobs from REO listing agents, asset companies, loan servicing companies, local banks, credit unions that are direct to you, and I will show you how to get them. National preservation companies have set pricing, low margins. Your own clients, you'll have a higher profit margin. National preservation companies have set pricing that is lower than the going rate, and they justify it because supposedly they have a big volume of work. And of course, they also take a percentage off the top of every job. That could be as high as 25% of the job. They call it a discount rate. So if you have a job that you invoice $1,000 for, they take 25%, which would be $250, leaving you with $750. I work with national preservation companies because occasionally they will have special projects that are very profitable. For junk hauling success. But the most profitable is if you have a website that is bringing you a consistent flow of new clients and new jobs to you. If you have seen my other videos, I built my first website in 2007, hauling in LA. Since I have been building sites and traffic to sites, I can't believe it's been 11 years. I built a website for my REO junk hauling business, property preservation business, and the site brings me a consistent flow of 2 to 3 new clients per week. I will show you in a minute. Every new client we get on our REO agents, asset companies, loan servicing companies, credit unions, banks, and we put them into our database and we periodically contact them. So this is for the future. So the economy is going good right now. There is little REO work, but there will be REO work when the recession hits, when things slow down, and that's what we're setting ourselves up for. At the present time, there's little REO work across the country, but I have learned a few things over the years of working with some really successful real estate lenders, real estate sales agents, attorneys, investors. I worked with all of them for 13 years. You always have to be ahead of the market, gauging the market. For example, I got into the junk hauling property preservation business right before it exploded. When the real estate market was changing, I started to work with contractors. So it went bad. I got into preservation. When preservation started to slow down, that's when I started working with contractors that had new construction projects and remodel projects. Okay, so the contractors with when the economy is going good always have special projects that they need help on, and those are very profitable. I make 2 times, 3 times, 4 times of what my attorney or my accountant charges, and they charge $400 an hour. Let me give you an example of some of my clients' special projects, and these are not just my clients, everybody needs these all the time. Contractors are busy guys, especially in booming real estate market. It's common for a contractor to have 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time. Anyways, so I get a call from one of my clients, and this client is building a 6-story building, and I believe it's 51 units. The client wanted us to send a crew over of 4 guys to take 15 to 20 sheets of drywall to each of the rooms in the 6-story building. Get the drywall from the street level where it was piled up and up to the elevator and up to every room, 15 to 20 sheets in each room. I get the order. I make arrangements to send a crew to handle the job. This is an additional job, so I do not have a crew for it. I call my cousin that works with me on big projects, and he will help me, and he helps me on projects when I'm short-handed. So if you want to make money, you gotta be out hustling all the time. So I call my cousin. My cousin gets 3 of his buddies, and they go handle the job. I profited $1,200 for 30 minutes of work. I made a few phone calls to the client, a few phone calls to my cousin, and coordinated the work. And I make more than my attorney or my accountant make. Contact me, and I will show you how to do this. I will show you the pay structure. I just do not want to bore anyone here with that. But if you want more information on how I structure that pay, and everybody's happy, I will show you. Just contact me. Okay, look at the economy and adjust. It was very clear when the orders to clean up bank-owned properties started slowing down. But what is the flip side to cleaning up REO properties? It's cleaning up new construction and remodel jobs. I'm always looking at data from different sources. Either way, my businesses are set. If the economy is booming, I will have more work than I can handle. If the economy is in recession, I will have more business than I could ever handle. The economy is currently strong and there is little REO work, but properties are selling fast, so that's an indication that the market is good. So right here, I guess this gold one is for New York. This is a graph of the pricing of how our recession goes and the property values go. So here is 2006 when I started property preservation REO junk hauling, like in end of 2006, and that was at this point right before the peak. So I rode the REO junk hauling property preservation wave all the way down here, all of this, and it was up until about 2012 when it ended. But in 2010, that's when I felt it. That's when there was less orders. Number one. Number two, there was a lot more crews, and there was a lot of people doing it. Everybody and their brother-in-law was in property preservation, and they were willing to do the work for less money. So right here, like in 2012, that's when I started the new website to service contractors and companies that were doing new construction sites, new construction jobs, and remodel jobs. So that's, if I would have just stayed in property preservation, I would be out of business. But since I started doing new cleaning, working with contractors with new projects where there's a lot of work, so we are thriving. So you always have to be ready for either one. At the present time, there's little REO property preservation work because there isn't a lot of foreclosures. The economy is booming in most parts of the country, but there will always be foreclosures. So when times are bad, when there's no REO work here, we are still prepping for it for the next downslope. Okay, so this is how I'm doing it. So I have a website, and this is my website, lacpp.com, Los Angeles County Property Preservation. So I built this website, and it brings me a constant flow of 2 to 3 new clients every week. REO agents, listing agents, preservation asset companies, loan servicing companies, credit unions. They need services for their REO properties, and they look up those, like search REO property board up in Pasadena. So to board up a property, to board up 1 or 2 openings, it will be like $300. A full board up for a property is anywhere on the average between $1,000 and $2,000. So right here is REO property fencing Los Angeles. So here I am. I'm searching REO, and just so you know, there's very little people, there are very little companies that do REO work. So right here, they're trying to sell you vinyl fencing. Most fencing companies are like this, where they're trying to sell you wrought iron, vinyl fencing, just a traditional person that a family would want. But REO is a different animal, and it's very specific. So when somebody calls me for an REO fencing, like I answer the phone, I says yes. I said, okay, yeah, can you do an REO fence for a property that needs to be fenced up? Yes, because they have specific requirements from the city. For example, the opening has to be 10 feet wide for the fire trucks to get in, and the fences have to be 10 feet high. And we currently do 1 to 2 fences a month. It is very profitable. A fence, the cheapest fence we have ever done, is the smallest one, probably just the front and the sides, was $3,500, and the most expensive fence I have done is $14,000. So right here, when you search REO fencing Los Angeles, I have number 1, number 2, and number 3. These are paid ads, and they're paying anywhere between probably $5 and $10 a click. So here we go. REO property preservation Alhambra. I have 1 and 2. Here I have REO property preservation Pasadena. I have 1, 2, and 3. And so it's easy to rank for these keywords because there isn't a lot of competition. But anything you're number 1 in Google, you're gonna make a lot of money. REO property securing Los Angeles. So right here I have number 1 and number 2. And so this encompasses a few things. It could be an eviction, it could be rekey a vacant property, it could be board a broken window, board a door, or a fence. REO property securing Pasadena, number 1 and number 2. REO trash out Alhambra, number 1, number 2, and number 5. REO trash out Compton. Okay, so I have 1, 2, and 3 here. So alecpp.com, alecpp.com, and here I have haulinginla.com. I have 1, 2, and 3. So in cities like this, like Compton and Watts or South Los Angeles, that are rough areas, the banks and the companies, the asset companies, loan servicing companies, they pay a premium because they know the zip codes and the cities that are bad, and you're able to charge a little bit more. Okay, REO trash out Montebello. I have number 1, number 2, and number 3. So these different cities around Los Angeles. So it's when I got into property preservation, they told me I wanted to cover a 25-mile radius, and that's basically what I have. So, but in addition to REO brings in a lot of work. It brings in trash outs, maid services, grass cuts, carpet, paint, garage doors, new lawns, repair windows, repair doors, etc. And if you see the REO properties or vacant properties or abandoned properties, to cut the grass and the shrubs could be anywhere between $300 to $500, just because they're going to be 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall, and very overgrown. And it's not uncommon for an REO property to get a notice from the city, a notice of substandard, or an order to comply that the bank has to do all this work. If not, they're going to get sanctioned very expensively. They're going to get fined, it could be $1,000 a day. So when a bank gets a letter that they're going to get fined by a city $1,000 a day, they don't care about paying $500. Now, these $500, I will send a 2-man crew. Average, they can probably do it in 4 hours with some heavy duty weed whackers, and it'll be half a truckload. So my cost will probably be about $150. So I'll make about between $350 and $300 profit on something like this, on a grass cut that's very overgrown. So REO trash out Pasadena, I have number 1, number 2, and number 3. And the average cost of a trash out is between $1,000 and $2,500. It just depends how much debris is there. And I could go on for cities and zip codes all day long. I'm just giving you a rough down so you can know what I mean. REO trash out San Fernando Valley. These are ads. I have number 1 and number 2. Ad average trash out. Okay, so this is Southgate. Average trash out between $1,000 and $2,500. I have number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so when I get a call from a loan servicing company, an REO agent, somebody that's new, and we're speaking the same language, speaking REO, and they know that I know how to service REO, they're very happy because not a lot of people do it. And then one service leads to another, the grass cuts, trash outs, maid services, board ups, fencing, painting, goes on. Okay, so how to gauge the market? How do we know when a recession is coming or when a booming market is coming? So you have to see the previous trend of what happened in the last few years. Look at the numbers of unemployment, the interest rates, the number of foreclosures in the area. I read the newspaper all the time. So right now it's 2018, and the previous recession lasted from 2006 until 2012. Okay, so I know that, and then we've been recovering from 2012 until 2018. So we've been in the recovery mode for the last 6 years. So at any time the market could go down, could crash, could go up. But from what I'm feeling right now, from what I'm seeing, it's just going to be straight line for a while. It's not going up. It's just going to be flat for a while. Before the last recession hit, I read an article that the chairman of the Federal Reserve was predicting a real estate bubble and that the bubble was imminent. That is what set the wheels in motion to start a property preservation cleaning company, cleaning up REO bank-owned properties. There's another thing. So I was selling real estate at the time, and another thing that happened was I sold a property in Los Angeles for about $950,000, and I didn't see the value in that property. I couldn't believe it was that expensive. So I said, these people are going to lose that house. And I was reading the newspaper. So that's how you kind of gauge the market. You just have to look at the newspaper, see the unemployment rate, and you have to get a feel for the market. But either way, you have to be ready for a good market or a bad market so that your business is solid. It was very clear when the order started to clean up bank-owned properties started slowing down. But what is the flip side to cleaning our real properties? It's cleaning up new construction jobs and remodel jobs. So like I told you, in 2010, I saw it. We were receiving a lot less orders. People were doing it for a lot less money, and that's what happened. I'm always looking at data from different sources. Either way, my business are set. If the economy is booming, I will have more business than we can handle. If the economy is in a recession, I will have more business than we can handle. The economy is currently strong and properties are on the market for a short period of time and they're selling fast. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me at startjunkcallingbusiness.com.